Thanks, Perry. Always great to be with you and very excited to talk a bit about PCI's solutions for drug device combination products. And so we'll jump right into it. Well, firstly, PCI, our mission, our vision is always to focus on the patient. We are very fortunate to be in a position to support amazing therapies that go all around the world, servicing many different disease states and indications, and very heartened by the opportunity to support these medicines. As we see the shift in more and more opportunities for subcutaneous delivery or potentially self administration, we are big proponents of that. We really feel like that is quite impactful for patients and patient health and hopefully delivering better patient outcomes. So we're delighted to be part of this journey and certainly helping enable these amazing therapies. If we think about PCI today, we've grown quite considerably. We've expanded our scope of offering and our services. PCI is more than 8,000 employees globally, represented across 38 different individual GMP sites across 18 locations around the world. We are a leader in many different facets of the CDMO market. We support an amazing amount of clinical trial activity for investigational products that go all around the world. We support quite a considerable amount of commercial products that go to individual markets all around the world, more than 100 different countries all around the globe. Support a considerable amount of product launches. That is an expertise that BCI has, and really pretty exciting in terms of our ability to manufacture drug product, support clinical trial activity, and certainly the ongoing fulfillment of commercial products as well. As we think about how PCI is structured today, we really have three main verticals within our business. We can develop and manufacture drug products in sterile delivery forms as well as oral delivery forms. We can support clinical trial activity, both in packaging and labeling of those medicines, as well as getting those to investigator sites all around the world, and a lot of supporting activity within that space. And then certainly well recognized as a leader in commercial supply of medicines and various drug delivery forms as well. One of the things that's really exciting in our business right now is what we would characterize as advanced drug delivery, which is combination products, drug device combination products. And that really can encompass all three of our traditional vertical segments within the PCI portfolio. Our clients may take advantage of different types of activities or different services depending on where they're at in their journey. And we are delighted to support them in any facet of that. Looking more specifically at where we may provide value or provide services within the development and commercialization of drug device combination products, PCI has the ability to support pharmaceutical development, looking at taking products that are already potentially in intravenous delivery form, a vial as an example, and then making that transition over to a sterile subcutaneous delivery form, which may be in a prefilled syringe or something more advanced, such as an auto injector. So we can help that formulation activity and the development of that, as well as the process development. We have the ability to do sterile fill finish of items like syringes and cartridges, as well as those vials, of course. And then as we start to look at the development of the device itself, that's an area where PCI can help in development activities, clinical scale manufacture, and then of course the fulfillment of clinical study activity through the pack and label type activities, distribution of those medicines. And then as we start to then look at commercial filing activity and that preparation for hopefully a commercial approval and getting that into marketed countries, whether that be in North America, Europe, all around the world, that's an area that PCI can help support our clients as well. So delighted to be able to provide that end-to-end solution. As we look at where PCI sits today globally, we have a very broad capability spread across both North America and Europe. We do have activity out of Australia as well, with some really unique capabilities for early phase clinical studies, and then supporting medicines going to more than 100 countries around the world, including the Asia Pac group. If we think specifically about combination products, PCI's capability is really geographically focused. So within North America, we have capabilities in San Diego, Rockford, Illinois, near Chicago, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then if we think about Europe, we've got capability in Dublin, Ireland, Lyon, Spain, and Hay-on-Wye in Wales and UK. So specifically, a unique ecosystem in North America where we can do the fill finish activity for pre-filled syringes or cartridges out of our San Diego Center of Excellence. Those bulk pre-filled syringes can then go directly over to our Rockford, Illinois site where we can do clinical scale assembly of devices. We can do clinical pack and label, storage and distribution out of that location. And the benefit being our clients don't need to move. They can also scale to commercial capability at that same location, potentially even the same equipment with final assembly, label, and packaging for commercial products, really at the same location, which is a true benefit to our clients. The same can be true of our Philadelphia site. We can do the fill finish activity in our San Diego location in North America and have a direct shipment over to our Philadelphia site, a final label pack of commercial products, and doing that at scale. So that can be a real benefit to our customers within the North American region. We have complementary capability as well. So the Lyon, Spain site can provide that same fill finish activity for pre-filled syringes or cartridges. And then you can envision the final assembly of auto injectors as an example, or pre-filled syringe with needle safety device technology for both clinical scale and commercial scale at our Dublin, Ireland location, keeping that all within the EU and meeting all of those EU regulatory requirements. One of the things we think about as we talk about different applications of combination products is making sure that we have scale appropriate solutions. These are highly sophisticated, precision oriented assemblies. They, of course, need a lot of in process inspection to make sure that both the unique features of these devices are exactly as they're supposed to be, but then also some of the force measurements, force and displacement, which is guided by the device manufacturers. We are measuring that for each and every assembly that we put together. And so we want to be able to do that, of course, at clinical scale, where we are first introducing some of these products into the supply chain or first into human studies. We want to be able to do that even for rare disease commercial products at small batch volumes and enabling that so that we have the appropriate solution for even marketed products that might have small patient quantities. Likewise, we of course want to offer that for small and medium batch production and that same level of sophistication, bringing that forth in kind of medium scale products, hundreds of thousands or even low millions. And then of course, we think about some of the market today and what that encompasses for some of these products like auto injectors, where we're talking about potentially hundreds of millions of units being produced in the same type of equipment at very high volumes, very high velocity production. PCI really encompasses all of that spectrum of capability, and we want to make sure that we've got the right solution, the right level of automation, but then also the right level of sophistication for all of these types of products across the whole spectrum of drug delivery forms. We do functional testing for these products that we assemble, and we do that right on premise to be able to support both the in-process testing as well as final release. And of course, a whole portfolio of secondary packaging solutions for these types of devices so that we can do immediate labeling, we can do secondary packaging, we of course can do serialization, and we can do that serialization for all global markets, including some of the developing markets that might have unique serialization standards. At the earliest stages of engaging our clients, we really want to keep the patient in focus. And one of the key things that we can do to make sure that we set the patient up for success is provide them a well thought out solution that ensures that we have, of course, a great drug product that's safe and effective. It is done in a combination device that really enables a good, reliable, and intuitive delivery that works every single time. And so we set the patient up for a device that really works really well. But what comes alongside that, of course, is to make sure that we have a solution that brings that device to the patient or to the healthcare practitioner in packaging that makes sure that it is both safe and effective. If we're doing our jobs well, that package also helps enable the drug delivery experience. From the very first opening, it really spells out the appropriate way to administer the drug, the safety precautions, things that need to be understood from a patient medication perspective. And of course, that is enabled by having appropriate labeling on the packaging and the device. And so PCI is in a position to help support the generation of that artwork or that label text that really helps drive a great patient experience, making sure that everything comes together in terms of that three-legged stool to set the patient up for success and ultimately drive a better health outcome. And that would be true of both clinical trial medicines and that investigational environment, as well as commercial applications for markets all around the world. If we think specifically about the device itself, we are supporting applications for prefilled syringes with needle safety device technology. We are supporting auto injectors. We are supporting multi-use pens. We're starting to see more and more interest in on-body injectors and wearables, and of course, testing these devices as they're being assembled real time. When we think about the packaging, we want to make sure that we have excellent package design services and that we are setting clients up with a great solution for both the clinical trial application as well as their marketed products. We are in a position to be able to do that developmental design, do 3D models, do rapid prototyping for those types of applications. Likewise, we're in a position to be able to do functional testing of these packages to make sure that they're going to perform in a real world environment. Oftentimes, these products are also cold chain, and we have a lot of expertise as it relates to both refrigerated and frozen products. And that body of knowledge and logistical expertise really comes into play at the earliest stages of package development. When it comes to labeling, we do offer services to be able to generate artwork for these packages. Again, both some of the aesthetic type applications as well as a regulatory text and key information at key locations. We have a ability to support human factor studies. So as we have started to think about both the device as well as the packaging and some of its developmental artwork, PCI can help orchestrate the protocols and execute the protocols for various stages of human factor development to make sure that we are set up for success. And again, as we think about products going all around the world, we want to make sure that we've got safe and effective products. And so PCI supports brand protection and serialization for these mark bid products as well. PCI has really been investing quite considerably in our global market, and I'm very keen to talk about that today. We have supported and invested more than $1 billion in a broad capability of end-to-end solutions. So PCI's investment has been in the expansion of our capabilities around pharmaceutical development and some of that early stage drug development and formulation development to support that transition from both delivery in vials, as well as when we start to think about that transition over to prefilled syringe or potentially even into cartridge type delivery forms. We have invested quite considerably in expanding our capacity and our sophistication in fill finish. And PCI now has very robust capability for fill finish across the North American network, as well as that in Europe, with the most advanced technologies, meeting the rigorous requirements of Annex 1. More and more, we are adding capabilities to have automated visual inspection. So right in line, making sure that we've got excellent sterile products coming right off the line. And then again, cascading that out then into the final assembly of these drug device combination products, being able to support that both at clinical scale as well as commercial scale, often at the same locations, creating a real broad ecosystem for our clients to be able to do their work and make that journey with one strong team at one individual location. And as we continue to invest more and more, we are broadening that global capability to support that for all products all around the world. One of the key things that is a strategy for PCI as we support patients and we support more and more of these types of drug delivery forms is to be an enabler for our clients to be able to move very quickly when they start to think about especially self-administration or devices that will help enable a better patient outcome. And so as we see more and more growth of platform devices like those that you see on the screen, PCI is set up well to help enable the expediting of those products into human study. When we think about the advantages of that, it really comes down to PCI's proactive investment in making sure that we have the assets, the scale appropriate solutions, the testing methodology, as well as the pre-qualification across common platform devices. So from a fill finish perspective, it may be that PCI has already pre-qualified some of those standard syringe or cartridge drug delivery forms as an example, and has the infrastructure to be able to move quickly in terms of the fill finish for those types of sterile containers. And then likewise, as we look at the cascading that out, then for common drug delivery forms such as auto injectors or pens, as we look at those platform devices, PCI has taken those proactive steps to pre-qualify many of those platform devices in 1 ml or 2.25 types of drug delivery forms, as well as the functional testing. Ultimately, what this does is save a considerable amount of time in development and really expedites getting these products in a position where they can be uh, put together in stability. Likewise, can also be expedited right into clinical study and fast track. The real benefit, of course, being that the faster they can be put into clinical study, the faster that we can get real patient data, real information for some of these amazing drug delivery forms to help make their lives better. You may have seen recently Ipsomed has advertised their Clear to Clinic program, and this is a good example of where PCI has worked closely with Ipsomed to be a fulfillment solution for the expediting offering that Ipsomed does for some of these standard platform devices. As you can see here, there's the 1 ml and 2.25 Ipsomed auto injectors, which are a great solution, and PCI can help fulfill those for our clients. So in closing, PCI is well positioned to support our clients as they start to think about making that migration from a vial to a device drug delivery form, be that a prefilled syringe or an auto injector, what have you. We are well positioned to be able to do that with a global network of capabilities that is integrated and allows our clients to move very quickly. We are always innovating, always trying to bring better ways, better methods, better solutions to help reduce costs, increase safety, and reduce risk, and then certainly be able to move very, very quickly. We have an expert team, and we have people that have decades of experience in combination device assembly, testing, packaging, sterile fill finish, etc. And that body of expertise is to the benefit of our clients. We are very intentional about making sure that we have scale appropriate solutions, and that both at clinical scale as well as commercial scale, even for the largest patient populations, we are in a position to support that with available capacity and very impressive levels of automation. Those assets are flexible. Those assets allow us to pivot from an SHL Molly to an Ipsomed very, very quickly. We are in a position to support many different types of drug delivery forms very rapidly and very flexibly. And ultimately, we want to come alongside our clients to make sure that we've got a very streamlined solution and that we're creating a pathway through clinical development and into commercialization that is as seamless as possible, moves as quickly as possible, but also very, very robust. Thank you for the time today.